think outside the box, if you will. I mean, go there, go off campus. Let's think this through. And sure enough, that's where the Mustang was born. When it finally hit, it took the country by storm. Hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of Cars in Context. I'm your host, John Clor. You can tell we're not at the Grosse Pointe War Memorial in the WMTV studio, but we are off of Jefferson Avenue. In fact, if you drive down Jefferson Avenue after it turns into Shook and you turn right and stay on Jefferson, you'll see right here the old Eddie's Drive-In. And so today I wanted to take you back into time and live that nostalgia life back when Eddie's was formed, when the hot rod and the muscle car era was going big. And we're going to visit today with this cool little East Side icon, an icon of an era gone past. And that's why it's going to be kind of fun for you to stick around today and watch this fun little show. We're going to visit with Eddie's and some of the people that stop by Eddie's and what kind of make Eddie's famous. You know, if you haven't been here, this is the time to bring your kids down and bring the wife on a cool Sunday afternoon. Fridays and Saturday and even Sundays they have car shows here. This is kind of like the East Side's iconic little stop. I remember growing up on the East Side, we had an East Side Drive-In. You folks that remember going to the East Side Drive-In right off of Harper there between Vernier and Allard, that was a really iconic place. When that place got torn down and Harper Woods made it part of their park, it kind of took away part of our history. Well, here we still have this little bit of history, Eddie's Drive-In. It's still here a little bit farther on the east side out here in Harrison Township, but it's really an important part of our car heritage, and that's why I wanted to share it with you today. You know, this place was built way back in 1943. So that means during the war it was still built. The guys who were hot rodding, pre-war hot rodders, were looking for a place to stop. So they built this place. It opened as an A&W back in 1943. And for many years after the war, that's where the guys came back, the GIs came back. You know, they were hungry for cars. They wanted they saved their money. Their wives and girlfriends all missed them. They wanted to go out and enjoy life that they helped preserve by winning World War II. So places like this, even back then as an A&W, were really important to be able to go out in your car and stretch out and have some fun, go to the drive-in. And later on, when this place got really busy, you know, back in the 50s, things got really crazy. We started getting 2 and 3 cars per household. In the late 50s and early 60s, the muscle car era came in. It was all about the car. We never had things like drive-in restaurants or drive-in theaters or all those things until this era. And that's why this actually stands as a testament to that wonderful time. Well, for all those years, you know, back in 1987, it was purchased by Eddie Cather, and Eddie bought this place for that very reason, wanted to keep that tradition going. And he held on to it from 87 on, and for many years ran Eddie's, and a lot of you people I know who were cruising Gratiot or maybe gone out as far as going cruising Woodward, came here to Eddie's afterward to have that burger or the hot dog, the foot-long fries and a shake right here on the east side before you went home. Well, you know, he after a while gave this place to his kids. And that's when Debbie Meek and her husband ran the place for many, many years, right up until last year. And last year, a guy named Roger Maynard, a 26-year-old car guy out of Warren, bought Eddie's and decided to keep it just as it is, an East Side icon, a kind of place where, you know, we can go back and celebrate what we did back in the 50s and 60s, and yeah, for me, even in the 70s. So what I want to do today is I want to take you for a lunch here at Eddie's, meet some of the people that kind of make the place kind of cool and special. I'll bring in my own Mustang here. We'll order up some food and talk about the good old times that made drive-ins like this and driving into the restaurants on the east side such a cool thing. So come on back. We'll see you in just a minute. Hi, welcome back to Cars in Context. I'm your host, John Clor. We're here today at Eddie's Drive-In, the iconic drive-in on the east side up here on Jefferson in Harrison Township, just past where Jefferson turns into Shook Road. I wanted to take you for lunch today at Eddie's before it closed down for the season. You know, we've covered some cruising this year, and what better way to end the cruising day by ordering from Eddie's. You know, here's the old traditional Order-matic back in the day when you would yell into the speaker and tell them what you wanted. And it's got basically everything you expect at a drive-in restaurant, like from 1950s to the 60s. It's got hot dogs, sandwiches, nachos. They got a great burger here, I'm told. They got the basket meals, so we can bring the kids out when they got to have their chicken fingers. They have things like onion rings. I'm told that some of the favorites here are these Monterey Jack cheese sticks. If you like the pepper jack too, those are really good. And they have a kiddie section, of course. You know, you get shakes and malts. That's why you go to the drive-in. A chocolate shake, what is better than that? You can also get soft serve ice cream here at Eddie's. So there's lots to actually order here. I think I'm gonna order up something. Let's see, maybe we'll get something classic like a hot dog, fries, and a root beer. What could be more classic than a root beer? Especially at a place that started as an old A&W. So I'll order up. I'll see if Brooke can come and serve us here at Eddie's. And you know, like the traditional places, Eddie's actually has car hops on roller skates. So they don't just walk up and take your order just walking up and taking it on a pad. These gals are actually rolling around on real four-wheeled roller skates. And I'm not talking about the modern inline roller skates. That just would be nostalgic. You'd have to have the four-wheeled roller skates. They're not easy to actually navigate. I don't know if you guys have ever gone back and looked in your basement and tried to put those four-wheeled roller skates on, but it takes a little getting used to. So we'll order up something here, and then after we'll have something to eat with you. We'll walk around here in Eddie's and talk to some of the people that visit Eddie's and do it regularly. Maybe even we'll try to find some enthusiasts that have been in here to Eddie's over the years, and that people that have come here and maybe have a little bit of history. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been here, and if you haven't, this is really worth your stop. Even though it closes down at the end of September, it's worthwhile to come back in the spring and to maybe take the nice old car out, roll the window down, and just try to go back in time and remember what it was like to come to the old drive-in restaurant. This is way before McDonald's. I know today you're thinking of places like Sonic, who still have a drive-in board. You can still order, but it's not quite the same when you look at this place and you realize how long Eddie's has been an institution on the east side. For us, it's part of our car culture. You know, East Siders have a car heritage. I know a lot of people think, well, you know, we're a little bit a ways from Woodward. We're not really part of that heritage, but you know, we are. Gratiot Avenue, a lot of you guys cruise Gratiot. I know a lot of guys back in the 60s that cruised even further out. They went to Groesbeck Highway and cruised. So today we'll talk to Brooke. So we'll take an order. Hey Brooke, could I get an order? Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
Hi Brooke, I'm John.
Hi.
Brooke, how long have you been working here at Eddie's?
I've been here for 6 years.
6 years, and you know, you've been rolling around on these roller skates. You actually have the four-wheeled kind. Is it because you don't want those inline skates because they're not really traditional?
Yeah, they're really not 50 style, so we try to stick with 50 style.
But isn't it harder to roller on the four-wheeled roller skates?
No way, my balance is so much better on a four-wheel skate.
So when you have a lot of cool old cars here, they come out from. So what are the hot nights to come out to Eddie's?
Anytime during the weekends, we have a lot of cars come up on Sundays, and we also have a car club that comes up on Wednesday nights.
So in the evenings, sun goes down, it's still kind of warm.
Yeah.
And then what is pretty much the most popular menu item? Burgers and fries still the staple?
Burgers and fries always. We always have our great selection of shakes also.
That's right, you got to have a shake. Okay, so I think I'm going to order up. We'll do a lunch. I'll have the Eddie's hot dog with just mustard. Okay. We'll try fries, and I'll get an old-fashioned shake. Let's see. We should do the mocha. No, that's a malt. Let's do a. Oh, wait a minute. You have Boston Cooler?
We do.
That's Verner's. What's more Detroit than Verner's? All right, I'll do a Boston Cooler. Okay. And then they come in three. So I'll do a medium.
All right. Sounds
okay,
great.
Brooke. When you come back with the order, we'll talk to you a little bit more. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Brooke has been working here, that you can see, for 6 years and rolling away on those four-wheeled roller skates. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't try that. If anybody paid me to do that. Walking around with food is bad enough, but rolling around, it's got to be pretty tough. So while we have our order out, let's take a little walk around Eddie's and talk to some of the folks that are here visiting and talk about some of that nostalgia time. We'll see that. Okay, we're back, and I'm John Clor, your host of Cars in Context. Today we're here at Eddie's Drive-In. I've just ordered some food for lunch, and I wanted to stop and walk around a little bit and meet some of the people here that come to Eddie's and frequent Eddie's. Here we have John Apostolou. John?
Yes.
Thanks for coming on to Cars in Context for
I
me.
wouldn't miss this for the world.
Oh, great. You've got this absolutely gorgeous 1987 Buick Grand National. Unbelievable. These cars were real sleepers. I mean, you just thought they were that dark black Buick until you stepped on it, and then all hell broke loose.
There was one sleeper that they made a T-type, which is a turbo engine, and they were a blue color, I think, or a different color, and it was kind of a sleeper. This is, people that know cars know this is not a sleeper.
Oh,
it's
no. All turbo
I've had the
power.
car 18 years, I've babied it. It's never been driven in the salt. It's never been smoked in. It's never been to a commercial car wash, only the quarter car wash with water. It's my baby, you know, got to have a toy, got to retire.
That's exactly the kind of guy I want to talk to today, because Eddie's is a part of the East Side since before the war, actually.
Right.
And now we're visiting here today, and I understand you, like me and my brothers, for all East Siders, you actually cruise grass. You cruise Woodward. Did you ever cruise Groesbeck?
I did cruise Groesbeck. Yes, I did. Daly's Driving right there on 8 Mile in Groesbeck.
Yeah.
Very unique burger that they have there.
Did you ever hit up the drive-in that was on 9 Mile and Gratiot, the old Big Boys up there?
Yes, I did.
That was the drive-in.
Yes, yes.
Now it's not. They took these out, right?
Before it was Big Boy, it was a Richards Drive-in, believe it or not.
That's right.
And then there's A&W's on 9 Mile.
So tell me a little bit about your cruising Eddie's. So if you went out cruising some night and you were hot and heavy up there on Woodward, you come back to the East Side and you wanted to hit Eddie's before you went home.
Yes, I would do that because it's nostalgia, and it reminds me of a time of innocence when I was growing up, going to drive-in movies like the Bel Air Drive-In and the Galaxy Drive-In and the Troy Drive-In and the Mark Clemens Drive-In, etc.
Yeah.
And there was movies like Beach Blanket Bingo and Viva Las Vegas, as you know out there what that is. But there's nothing like, it's never gone away, cruising and playing your radio, the music.
Right.
There's just something about that, and car people understand that. And
it's a little different now. I know that when you see a place like this and we had the metal roofs and then the flashing neon, that was all an important part of it.
Yes.
You'd hear the radios blasting. It's a little different. Today's restaurant scene, I mean, you go to the drive-in McDonald's, you're not socializing. You're not checking out the car next to you in the drive-in at McDonald's. But this was more of a social thing.
Yeah, John, and the thing is, some of those other restaurants are a little impersonal. This is more personal. You have the camaraderie, and it's just a good thing. It's a good experience. As you travel through your journey to life, to your destination, you have adventures, experiences that spawn memories, and I have a lot of memories.
That's right.
I'm going to, let me think, Totem Pole Driving for the Big Chief, and Ted's Driving for the 5x5.
Neither of those places are around anymore.
I have to mention this, I did have a 58, I repeat, 1958 Corvette with a record player that played 45s and 2 glass packs. I was happy as a clam.
Now, for those of you who still have your 45 collection, those are awesome. I know my wife Jenny's a big fan of 45. She still has them. She loves to play them. She says the scratching sounds, it makes the music sound actually better.
Well, it gives it character.
That's right. Because you know where every one of those scratches came from.
Right, exactly. And some of them came from my Corvette when I had a railroad track and the record player didn't move.
Okay.
So you got to be careful.
Nowadays, folks, you know, the likelihood is that we won't even be having CD players in our cars anymore. In fact, they'll probably be taking radios out of our cars, and we'll just have downloadable music. MP3 players will be in. It'll be all computerized. But John, one thing I wanted to talk about, you know, so you came up to Eddie's in those times, but now I see not only with your beautiful Buick and coming back, but why do you think that a place like this, these are so rare, why do you still frequent when it'd be easier just to pull into McDonald's down the road?
Like I mentioned before, it's personal and it's a throwback to the 50s, 60s, 70s, and it was a happy time.
Right.
It was fun. You created memories. It was there was very little trouble. There was very little problems. It was just innocence.
Yeah, you know.
And one thing I got to say about these drive-in that's not happening now, but it does in the evening, is they play the music. They play the old music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you're sitting in your car, you will hear Blue Moon by the Marcells, and you will hear. You know, a lot of that stuff.
Now that's a real cool way.
And I lived it.
That's right. So this is a chance for you guys, you know, while these places still exist, if you don't frequent them, John, they won't be here anymore, right?
Right. So that's why we frequent them too. That's another reason that we do frequent them.
So
because we don't want this to go away.
No, I mean, this is a part of our past and a part of our East Side history. So if you guys want to be able to share that with your kids, bring them out to a place like Eddie's.
Exactly.
You know,
it's a family place.
Next year, when it opens up in the spring, they can get an ice cream. They can get all the wonderful fun things that you'd normally associate with a drive-in, and enjoy some of the things that we enjoy. To see how it's different being parked next to somebody and being able to talk and socialize. Yeah, that drive-through window at McDonald's, there's no socializing. You're
it's impersonal. It's somebody that's doing this, looking at their watch, and I don't want to do that. It's an older person. And if you think about it, why did they bring back the Challenger? Why did they bring back the Camaro? Why did they bring back the GTO?
Right.
There's reasons, and we know what they are.
That's right. Well, listen, I know you're going to part with this beautiful this absolutely gorgeous Grand National. 1987, by the way, John,
Yes.
was the same year that the founding father of Eddie's Eddie actually bought this place
And
in
I did
1987.
not know that. I'm glad that you.
So you have the
mentioned
same
it.
year. Well,
Yes.
good luck with your car. I hope to see you up here at Eddie's next spring with something else.
This is a pleasure, and I will remember this. This is a memory that I will
Thanks,
remember.
John. Okay, folks, I'm going to go grab my food. Let's go taste a little bit of Eddie's cuisine.
That sounds good.
Okay,
Why don't we do that?
All right, thanks. Okay, folks, Brooke is back with my food. Brooke, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
We'll check this out now.
Here we
Oh,
go.
I appreciate it.
Enjoy.
I thank you much. We'll talk to Brooke in a few seconds after this. You know, I've got myself a Boston cooler. This is made with real Detroit Vernors. I got myself also a classic American hot dog and Eddie's fries. There's nothing like fries from an old drive-in. So we're going to check out the food here. And while we do that, let's see. First things first, you got to try the Boston cooler. Now this is why you come to a drive-in and you don't go to the fast food joint. There is nothing that tastes like Vernors and vanilla ice cream. Wow. Okay, now let's check out these fries. Folks, look at that. Remember when, look at, they even got curlies in them. Remember that? That was a good old time. And then a hot dog in the sleeve. You folks at Sonic, sorry. This is the classic hot dog. It doesn't have any of that marketing behind it. It says, not Sonic, not Eddie's, it says hot dog. That's what makes this place so great. All right, well, I'm going to take a bite of my food. And after I do that, we're going to go also visit with a couple other people that are standing here. One of them over there, I think I know. So when we check that out, we'll come back and talk to Brooke. And also, we'll talk to Melissa DeLuoso. She actually is the manager of this place, and she's doing all the cooking. We'll go in there and say hi, and we'll check out some of that cool neon that they have over there at the kitchen at Eddie's Drive-In here in Harrison Township. We'll see you in just a second. Hey ladies, would you like to be on Cars in Context? What a sweet ride.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for coming out to Eddie's today.
No problem.
Hey, hi Maddie. I know this lady. She's my wife Jenny, and this is really a beautiful car, Jenny. So
Thank
you
for
guys,
buying it for me.
yeah. What did you guys get? Hot dog, hamburger,
We got a shake
shake? All right.
and hamburger.
You gotta have shake at Eddie's. All right, be safe, girls. I know you're gonna go out shopping, so have a wonderful day in that beautiful pinup. There they go, folks. Jenny bought that about 5-6 years ago and been tooling around in it ever since. It's 1980. The last year they made. No, honey. No, don't be. Oh, it actually chirped. Hi, I hope you're having fun like I am here at Eddie's Drive-In in Harrison Township. I'm John Clor. I'm the host of Cars in Context, but I'm not the creator of something this cool like Eddie's Drive-In. You know, the whole drive-in experience has really changed today. And even though this place, when Eddie bought this place in 1987, Eddie Cather, he made it what it is. And he made it an icon for the East Siders. For those of us that have been up and down Jefferson Avenue and remember coming to Eddie's, it's really like, just like it was back, just like how you remembered it. Hopefully you've enjoyed some of the people we met here today and seen some of the cars. Well, what's really happened to the drive-in industry, it's really changed. You know, we don't pull next to each other anymore and socialize. We don't park next to each other and enjoy our little snack while we're talking to our friends and asking them what they've been up to. It's not a social gathering anymore. When you go to a drive-in, you kind of go to the restaurant, you order your food, and you drive right out. And if you've been hanging around at the restaurant, it's usually because they screwed up your order and they made you to pull off to the side. That's the only reason you're hanging out. But a place like Eddie's, when the cars are really going and the gals at the car hops are really bringing the food out fast and furious, the milkshakes and the root beers flowing here on a car night on a Friday or Saturday or one of the nights where the car clubs come down, it's just like it was back in the 50s and 60s. You know, even though this place started in '87 as Eddie's, it's been going on all these years. And after Eddie passed it on to his daughter and his son-in-law, and they ran this place right up to last year, the new owner understands that this kind of stuff really is a throwback, and it's important to have these pieces of our automotive history, especially here on the east side. You know, it's so much easier these days to tear down everything that's old and try to build up something we think is new and fresh and more exciting. But this is why it's important for us to try to remember some of the great old nostalgia. You can even get a gumball here at Eddie's while you're sitting on the bench. You have picnic tables here if you don't want to eat in your car. Kind of enjoy the traffic going by. You know, we're right off of Jefferson, so if you like to be near the water, that's kind of the fun part of it too. It really makes the whole experience of coming to a drive-in restaurant what it was. So I really wanted to kind of share this with you to try to tell you, look, it's something you need to do. So next spring, when the weather gets good, try to put this on your to-do list. Not just to grab some of the food. You know, the gals back here work pretty hard, and it's really tough being a car hop on roller skates when you could very easily just be somebody at the fast food counter pushing buttons. But this is a real throwback, and that's why I really wanted to share it with you today. You know, I got to get back to my Boston cooler back at my car. I think it's time for us again to visit with our little car hop Brooke and find out what the inside story is working at a cool place like Eddie's. So let's go get that. I got to go back to get that Boston cooler before it melts. Oh yeah. Oh, perfect. I got the last of my Boston cooler. Oh, and Brooke came. It's time to get my tray, isn't it? But wait, before you take the tray, Brooke, sure. I wanted to ask you a couple questions about Eddie's driving. Now listen. You started here like 6 years ago. Yeah. And what did you expect? Did you have a job before that in the restaurant business?
No, this is my very first job. I was 15 years old. 15 years old.
Now, whatever made you want to be a car hop at Eddie's? What did you thought, well, I could try to do that? Was it the roller skating or the excitement of the cars or what?
I think I just liked being here. I used to eat here all the time with my family.
Okay.
A lot of my cousins actually had worked here when I first started here. So they would always coaxed me to come in here and work. So finally I turned 15. I was like, all right, let's do it.
So you're from around the area. You know Eddie's history, right?
Yeah.
So you said, now, when they told you, okay, listen, Brooke, you're going to have to wear those kind of roller skates, did you practice?
Not at all.
Oh, no.
I told them I knew how to skate, but I actually didn't.
No, that's a good tip if you folks really want that job. You know, yeah, I can do that, then just learn it. So were that first year you put the roller skates on, were there any learning curves? Because I noticed we got some pavement issues.
Yes, the parking lot is very hard to master. That first year there was a lot of falls and spilled shakes, and you pick it up pretty quick here though.
Okay. Now, most of your clientele, would you say it's 50-50 families and the older cruisers, or how would you talk about Eddie's clientele these days?
Usually during the day it's mostly families, and then once it starts cooling off outside, everybody starts bringing their cars up, and around our whole back of our parking lot will be full with everybody's old cars. Wow. So it's pretty cool to see.
Now, have you seen some old classics, or have you seen muscle cars? What are the ones that you kind of like?
Actually, I have one favorite car that comes up here all the time. Okay. It's a '69 Camaro, and it's this beautiful purple color, and I tell them all the time that if it ever comes up missing, I have it.
No, that is awesome. So you can actually pick out a favorite.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so another question I had is earlier today when we were getting lunch, we met John. John said he's been coming to Eddie's really since he was your age.
Oh yeah, he's definitely one of our regulars we have here.
So you've seen him, he comes during the summer all the time?
Yes.
Does he bring that car up, or does he have other cars that he brings up?
That's, I think, one of the main cars he brings up here. He has another daily driver that he comes up with too, but mostly that one.
So Eddie's has the regulars.
Yep.
And then you said something about a car club. Do they have a show here, or how do they do that?
Wednesday nights we have a car club that comes up here that were originally a bunch of regulars that we used to have come up separately, and then they had formed a car club and they started coming up here on Wednesday nights.
Now, what if I got a car club, maybe say a bunch of Mustang guys, could we next spring call and say we want to reserve a night, or how does that work?
Oh, of
you
course.
just call up,
yep.
and so you could accommodate us?
Yes, we could.
So how many, do you know how many cars this place actually holds?
You know,
because I've seen cars when I come by here.
I don't think I've ever
seen cars
counted.
packed out on the grass. I've seen people everywhere.
People will park on the street and wherever they can fit.
Have you ever had to
weekend nights.
Now, do you have to turn people away?
No, not usually.
You can try to cram them in somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Now, what about walk-ups? So all the car spaces are full. So do you have to serve the tables, or can they at least go up and do walk-up service?
No, we have to serve all
That's
of the
awesome.
tables. Yeah.
So you've been on every square inch of this asphalt.
I have.
Are these the original pair of rollers that you used?
No.
Oh, so you've upgraded.
Oh yes. I think this is probably my 5th or 6th pair that I've gone through.
Where do you find those?
I had to order these ones online, but you can buy them at some sporting goods store.
So now that you're in 6th year, you don't have those issues anymore. Like this year, you've never taken a spill. This year.
Actually, I have. I took probably the worst one ever.
No, Brooke, now tell me, how long ago was it?
About 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
2 weeks ago today. It was a Friday, actually.
Okay, so you got an order, and did you have a tray with you?
No.
Okay, so you're bringing the order back, or what?
I was just skating in the parking lot, and it was just a freak thing, and I just fell backwards on my hand.
Oh no! So let me see. You're all right?
Yeah, they're fine now.
Okay, you healed up.
Yeah.
All right. So now there's a lot of confusion about when you come to the drive-in. It used to be in the old days, everybody blasted their radio. But I understand from John that you guys have do you actually play music here?
We actually do have a radio system here.
So, but do you play the stuff like that they remember, or what do you don't play?
We only play 50s, 60s music.
Oh, perfect.
So,
now, when would we get music? In the evenings?
usually it's playing all day. We've been having some issues with our
Okay.
CD player.
But back in the day, it's not battle of the car radios like it was before.
No.
No. Now, what if you're on a motorcycle? Can motorcycle guys come into Eddie's?
Oh, of course. We usually actually on Friday mornings we have a motorcycle group that comes in here.
Really?
Yep. We're here
Now
this
on the
morning.
motorcycle, you can't hang the tray,
No.
so they have to just hand him the food.
I direct them to a table.
Now, so how many car hops does Eddie's employ right now?
Right now, I think we have about 15 girls that work here outside.
Oh my goodness, Brooke. And now, has anybody been here as long as you? I know Melissa was a car hop when she first started here,
Yep.
when she worked for the original owner, no, Eddie's
Yes.
daughter?
Yes.
Those were the Meeks.
Yes.
Okay, so she's been here the whole time, and now that she's the manager, did she hire you?
She did.
Okay, is there a little bit of training going on when you get hired, or do the older
Yeah.
girls kind of take care of the younger girls?
Yeah.
Right.
Between me and 2 other girls that work here, we train all the new girls.
Oh, cool. Now,
that come in.
there's one rumor we got to make sure it's true or not. I saw somewhere online when you're checking out Eddie's, they said that every once in a while they make the car hop girls wear a poodle skirt.
Sundays.
No.
Every Sunday.
So you have a poodle skirt.
I do.
Brooke, I don't know. I'm not going to ask you your age, but you can't remember too much about poodle skirts, do you?
No.
Well, what have they told you about them?
Really nothing.
Okay,
They were just like, you just need a
So do
poodle
you have any
skirt.
idea why you're wearing the poodle skirts?
Well, I knew that they were a 50s thing. I
50s
actually
thing.
had one from a Halloween costume
Okay.
that I had started out with when I first started here.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, so now, last question. I know you have other customers, but what I want to do is, let's try to put it in perspective for someone. You could go to a Sonic, which is kind of impersonal. It's not this nostalgia. It's
No,
all
it's
about,
not.
Bam Bam, modern stuff, TV commercials. What, in your mind, makes Eddie special when there's so many choices today to go get a quick bite to eat?
I just feel like we are an establishment that has been here for so long that it's something that younger generations have never experienced. So it's something new for them to come in here, and it's something for the older generations to come back and remember their childhood.
It's absolutely why I'm here, Brooke. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time
you.
today. You did a great job. I'm going to have to get rolling on down the road.
Thank you.
All right, make sure you watch Cars and Context on WMTV.
Will do. Have a
Thanks
great
to Brooke.
night.
We're going to be leaving Eddie's now. We really had a lot of fun today. I hope you enjoyed your show. And remember, knowledge is power. I'm your host, John Clor. Thanks for watching.